Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Georgie and Rich. What we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is your dog's ability to understand and respond to their obedience commands. The corrections and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give any correction that we're going to give, and the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and let go on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. And Georgie, I'm sorry, we just videotaped Maddie. Georgie's going to come home with her very own training equipment that you'll be taught how to use during your follow-up training session. Now, if you notice, she is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling.
Georgie, heel.
The command is Georgie, heel, and at this point, Georgie has a job to do. And that job is to stay even with Rich's left leg, not forging ahead, always staying right neutral, and each time that Rich stops his feet, you will notice that Georgie sits automatically to wait for her next command. So when you're walking down the street and you stop to cross traffic or stop to talk to a neighbor, she should sit automatically and wait for her next command. Very nicely done. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the stay. The sit stay is a hand and a voice command.
Stay.
It is a one-word command.
No.
Now she's wanting to lay down on her sit, so Rich is going to correct her, heel her out of that.
Sit. Stay.
And make her hold the command as it was taught. The long sit stay when you're practicing at home is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. And when Rich returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her, returning all the way back around to heel position, back where they started. And at this point, she expects to get another command. And they're going to run through that heel and the sit and the stay again for us. You can speed up, you can slow down, you can change direction. All of these things keep her interested in what you're doing and focused on you. Very nice.
Stay.
Which leaves her in a sit stay. She wants to DOWN all the time because it's more comfortable. And this time, instead of returning back to her, Rich is going to call her in.
Georgie, come.
She should come right in front of Rich and sit facing his knees. Perfectly done. And that prevents the puppies from coming to you and jumping all over you. And then back to heel and back sitting. And everything starts and stops at heel. And then Rich will demonstrate that recall exercise again for you. He leaves her in a sit, gives her the stay.
Stay. Georgie, come.
And then he calls her in. She comes right in front and sits. And then she goes back to heel and sits. Very nicely done. Good girl. Now the next exercises that we're going to set up for are your down commands, and there are 2 of them. The first one is down from a heel position. So with your dog seated at your left, you take your open flat of your palm straight down toward the ground on the one-word command to down. Your long down stay and your long sit stay should be practiced right in your living room. This helps to develop the puppy's attention span, self-control, and maturity. When Rich returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her as he did on the sit stay, returning all the way back around for an additional distraction, and then he praises her for a good job, and we are going to demonstrate that down from a heel one more time. Open flat of your palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down. And you can have fun with these exercises. This time Rich is going to call her.
Georgie, come. Good girl.
Praises are on the way in. Coming to you should always be a happy command. And then returns back to heel, back sitting. Very good girl. And the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a distance. This exercise is a little bit harder because you're not next to your dog. You leave her in a sit-stay. You walk out a few feet on your training leash. This time you're going to use your right hand to give the command, and the one-word command to down. That was perfect. Very nicely done. Your puppies have really been a pleasure. They're a lot of fun. They're sweet and cute and adorable. And we'll be back with a video of your Elvis. We've enjoyed having them, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.